If you haven't subscribed yet, do that now. Turn on notifications and like the video. Just do it now. You know you're going to like the video. You're going to forget if you just don't do it now. So just do it now. If you want to help out the channel, in the description down below, there are some links. There's my Amazon wish list where you can buy a toy. You can buy an action figure to be reviewed. We'll mention you and thank you. And also, there is a Patreon. I don't have anything on there yet, but I probably will in the future. But it's a great way to just contribute to the channel if you really want to. If you want to send me anything outside of any of that, get in touch with me via Instagram or Facebook Messenger, and we'll work something out. All right. Well, without further ado, hey, boys and girls, and adults, and ladies, and gentlemen, and I don't know, all those other categories. What's going on, kids? It's Hyperdellic. We're going to take a look at some more Fright features, Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, with Fright features, Peter Venkman, and Gruesome Twosome Ghost. This guy was my favorite when I was a kid. I was obsessed with Peter Venkman. I don't know why. I think it was just because, he was the boss or whatever. Now, as you can see, I have a vintage one. It's not my original vintage one. It is my vintage one, but I bought it within the last year or so. Winston is also vintage, but these two are the new ones. Now, I have a vintage Ray, but I do not have a vintage Egon. But these two are the reproductions, and honestly, they are perfect. And I'm assuming he's going to be perfect. And when I open up the Winston that I have as well, he's going to be perfect. And it's just going to make me super, super happy. So, let's take a look at this. Take a look. Blister pack. Yellow, attracting your eye. Oh, Fright feature actions in a bunch of different languages. Oh. I want to draw your attention to this. His eyes aren't as googly as my vintage one is. They still look crooked. We're gonna get closer up on that. And here you go. Some poses shown may require hand support. May? No, it does. If you put that wand up, the blaster up, he falls right over. You have to do some serious balancing, or you have to hold it, or you have to put like a peg stand under it. But yeah. Check these out. 4 Ghostbusters to collect. This is off for ages 4 and up, so if you're not 4 and up, don't touch them. And definitely don't put them in your mouth. Even if you can't choke on this, still, just don't put that in your mouth. That's gross. Somebody wants to touch that later. Here's the bottom. All of that good info. But, yeah. Well, enough of that. Let's open this bad boy up. Ta-da! There's Pete. Now, I'm going to say this much right off the bat. The colors are a little bit lighter on Pete. Now that I think of it, I think all of them are just a touch bit lighter than their vintage counterparts. Here, we'll bring Pete, the vintage version, closer. And under the lights, he looks relatively close. If we get closer up, you will see the difference. It's not a humongous difference, but there is indeed a difference. Now, let's see. How did they do this one? Is this one with gray paint? Or is this... It would appear as though This is all gray with flesh tone painting. This one was flesh toned plastic. And he had all of this was painted. This is PVC. Now, this is going to hold up a little bit better, okay? You don't want to funk up that head. The hair is different. This one's a little bit, I don't know. This one's got more of a matte finish to it. This one is shiny. It looks to be almost the same mold, but that difference in texture definitely makes it look a little different. I like the new one. I think that's a good upgrade. Here's something that I like. So on the old one, his eyes are not correct. But on this new one, it's much better. They got the eyeballs in the middle. The hair comes up a little bit higher. I don't know. Maybe not. But sculpt-wise, it's pretty much one for one. Now, I'm going to say that I think I like the vintage color a little bit better. There's just a hint more of blue in the grays. Grays have just a touch more blue, but they got really close. I mean, they got really close. I like the yellow. It's a little bit more orangish on the new one. The vintage one is a little bit brighter yellow. It doesn't really come through very well on the camera. You can almost see the difference. Almost. I mean, when I overlap them, you can see that one is definitely a more orangish color than the other. But the sculpt and the action features are pretty much exactly the same. Oh, wow. And here I made a mistake. I mixed up the ghosts. We'll see if I can figure out which one is which. But here, we're going to put Pete here. He comes with his 2 accessories, of course, just like all the other real Ghostbusters Fright Features figures. He comes with his Neutrona wand. It's got the little hook at the end to catch his ghost on. And this is the vintage version. This is the new version. It is almost exactly one for one. I think the only place it really differs is like in where the arm slips in. That looks like it's the only place that it differs. So it's nice. It's a bendy plastic. You don't have to worry about it snapping off. That's good. It's the softer kind of PVC, which is excellent. And he comes with his ghosts. This is definitely the newer one. The vintage one is a little bit more rubbery. The newer ones are like a firmer plastic. Almost like worry that these will break or something. This doesn't feel like it's ever going to break. It's all rubbery and awesome. But the colors are a little off, a little different. This is the vintage one. It's got a more of a bluer tinge and some hair. And this one has more of a closer to an aqua tinge. I'm going to say there's almost a frosted effect to it, but that could also just be because it's newer. But yeah, the sculpts they look exactly the same. It's exactly the way I remember it. And so we'll catch a ghost real quick. Bink, right? It's great. That's such a cool gimmick. These were fun. These were so cool, right? So let's deck them out real quick so you can see them once. And then we're going to zoom in on him and kind of go over the whole entire figure, detail by detail.
Whoop.
Peter Venkman. The man with the plan. I love this figure. I think I will love this figure and the vintage original for a very long time. Real close up. All right, you press the arm in, you get the action feature. And that does take away from articulation. This would otherwise be a 5 points of articulation figure. But because of that, it's kind of technically 4 points, but more than that because of the action feature. So let's go over the normal 4 points of articulation other than the action feature. The arm will rotate all the way around. Same with the other side. Then your legs. Pete's legs don't go backwards. Egon's legs went real far backwards. But you can give him kind of a, a nice walking stance. They do have peg holes. The legs will go forward that far too. So you can sit down. No knees, no ankle, no boot articulation, no hand articulation, no waist articulation. But it was still such an awesome figure. Right? I mean, the thing don't do nothing, but it's still amazing. It's so good. The hair is just like I remember it, but I mean, as you saw with the vintage one, there is some difference in the color and the texture. And that's okay. Or I should say the color and the finish. And that's okay. I mean, upgrades are necessary. They did an awesome job getting the face right. They got the eyeballs right. That just makes me happy. He doesn't look cross-eyed. That's just great. All right. Let's see how close we can get. Pretty close, huh? That looks so good. Pete's a great figure. And then, like all these little details that we had on the original that are still here, right? Like this vest had all kinds of weird little pockets and stuff and little clips on the bottom, and you had the belt. There were wrinkles and all kinds of stuff. And these were really good. I mean, look at the back. It even had like back, straps and wrinkles and stuff. And, like every little wrinkle and detail that they put into these tiny little 5-inch figures were outstanding. Like they did not skimp on cool with these figures. And one thing that I didn't do with Egon and Ray that I do want to do with Pete is actually, he's going to come down here because I want to get close up on this ghost, right? Because I don't think we appreciate these things quite enough. The sculpting that went into these when we were kids were fantastic. I mean, look at that. He's the teeth, the eyes, both of them look slightly different but similar. Like there was some serious detail put into these kids' toys. There was love. That's love right there. It's love. They put some serious love into their craft. And because of it, we still love these things today. Right? I mean, even here, well, since we're doing some details, there's all kinds of cool little details on this. Like, you can't say we didn't have some awesome toys back in the 80s and 90s. We had amazing toys. This is the old one. Here's the newer one. I mean, that's the same. I keep mistaking them because they're so close. Like they are. They're so close to each other in detail. And other than how they feel a little different. I'm not going to smell it either. Right? But that's phenomenal. It's so good. And like, I'm just so happy that Hasbro did the reproductions of these. I'm waiting for the ghosts. They better do ghosts. I swear to God, if they don't do ghosts, I'm going to be so sad. They need money, right? Make ghosts. We'll buy them. We will buy. Emily, are you hearing me? We'll buy them. And there's Pete. Here, we're gonna scoot Ray in a little bit more. And we're gonna squeeze Egon in over here. And we'll bring Winston in just a little bit more. There. Right, go over here. Man, these guys bring back so many great memories of my childhood. Playing with my little brother, just imagining all of the things that, you could do with all of these ghosts and all that stuff. We had slime and the firehouse and everything. I mean, I think I've gone on about these before, about how lucky me and my brother were when we were kids. These are some of my favorite new figures. And I know they're not new, but they are new, off the pegs. And I never thought that I would get some of these back. My brother sold them a long time ago, just to get new stuff. And, none of us knew. I mean, I threw away a lot of my vintage toys too. We didn't know. We didn't know that these were going to be something that we were going to value like years down the road. But, I'm doing this kind of stuff now, and I'm having fun in the toy community, and I'm enjoying making this and doing this for you guys so you can see, all the things that you can play with in the toy community. Figures that you can collect. I love examining these things up close, getting personal with them, showing you their details, letting you kind of almost see them and experience them as best as I can allow you to experience them without actually handing you that figure. That's my goal. That's what I try to do. And I got to be honest, I know that this one wasn't one of my funnier ones, but I love this figure. And I just really wanted to take some time with him and just be all about this figure, because this really was this represents a chunk of my childhood that I miss. I do. I miss it. I wouldn't change where I'm at for anything in the world. My kids are amazing. I love my wife, my home, and my animals and everything, and my toy collection, my friends. I wouldn't change any of this. So, I'm just being grateful today. I'm super grateful for Pete Venkman. I'm super grateful that Hasbro re-released these guys. I am so happy to have these in hand. Winston's going to be coming soon. Enjoy. But hey, Pete. Yeah, what's going on, man? Hey, why don't you tell the folks what to do? Okay, man. Over here, you're gonna turn on the the subscription button. You're gonna subscribe, right? That's what they call it, subscribing. And then you're gonna turn on the notifications. That way, Ron can, or whoops. That way I can let you know about when he's dropping some new, videos and stuff like that. It'll be great. You'll love it. What else should they do, Pete? Hit the like button. That way you can stop rambling and you can move on with your day. Yeah, hit the like button and move on with your day, folks. And thanks for checking out this video. Check out some of my other videos, maybe over here or over there. I don't know, maybe I threw one up there or somewhere. I don't know. Somewhere around here. All right, kids. You have a wonderful day, and thanks for coming by. This has been Hyperdellic. Peace out.